I have a wasp in my closet.
Wasp?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's a wasp in my closet. It came through the window, and I was trying to kill it, and I hit it mad times, and this motherfucker would not fucking die. And I'm like, I'm already sad because I feel like I have to kill you. You won't get out. It wouldn't go back out the window. So he had to die. I gave him a chance to live. But then I wounded him, and he started crawling into my closet, and I was like, fuck it. So my closet door is like kind of cracked, and I'm hoping. I feel like he's in there healing. And then in the morning, one morning, I'm going to wake up. My money is on Thursday morning. And I'm going to hear, and there's going to be a fucking wasp, and he's going to be healed, and he's going to be sitting on my nose ready to fuck me up.
Then kill it.
I mean, then I would have to go in my closet and actually look for it and pray to God that it's not in there waiting for me.
Just kill it. Get a spray. It doesn't matter if it's hiding.
Go, you kill it.
The spray can just hit every corner. Just kill it.
Well, you know what? That's what you're here for. To kill the bugs. So kill it. So, we're going over
anymore. I'm just like, just kill it.
Right. Till it's his turn to kill it. We're going over How Long Till Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin.
I am sorry that we are both sorry that we are late.
Yeah, we were late.
We were late.
It's all right.
We are sorry.
We are sorry. So the second story, the first story we read was pretty cool. That was, what was that called? The Ones Who Stay a Fight. And that was about Hala and the Halations. And we talked about that. And that was really cool.
It really messed with my mentality a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Well, I liked it because it made me think a little bit about the things that we don't pay attention to, that we do on a daily basis, like how we teach our kids from the rip, like descriptive words and adjectives, and the words that they learn kind of constitutes what they know. And like when you think about how our emotions are attached to our words, having our first words to be adjectives that differentiate people and separate people and stuff like that, be their first words kind of like, I guess essentially molds their foundation, their foundation emotions and stuff like that. That's what I got from the first story anyway. So the second story, The City Born Great. That is the second story to this.
It literally stretches that title though. I'm not joking.
Right. So why don't you just give them a spark note, if you will, like a 2-3 sentence summary of the story from start to end.
Yes, that's gonna be fantastic because you want to know something, guys. We both don't know how to explain this.
Yeah, I don't really know.
We both have our own ideas on this, but we have some parts that we agree on. Number one, this takes place in a universe kind of like ours, a little bit, but it explains how every city has its own beginning and end, and how there's supposed to be a new birth or someone to how do you explain it? Not birth, but
like a rebirth.
Give it meaning again.
Rebirth.
Okay.
Rejuvenation or transformation, kind of.
Yeah.
If you will. So go ahead. I'm listening. That's sentence 1.
Okay. Every single time.
Okay.
And this all takes place in New York and Chinatown. We don't know the name of the person because it never states it, but he has a friend named Paulo.
Mm-hmm.
And, basically is a caretaker, just like how the main person is about to be. But first he is a protector, and he's supposed to rejuvenate New York back again. Or at least the city, as they stated.
See, you read it with this imaginative mind. I read it with a more concrete mind. So I'm like, okay, this is a crackhead. He's having hallucinations that he's saving the world when he's out there doing crackhead stuff.
But
and,
he isn't, though.
And he's scared of the cops. The end.
I mean,
that's what I got from it.
He's scared of the cops.
But it was beautifully
There was a
written.
monster.
It was beautifully written, though.
It was.
But I thought it was this is the mind of... Okay, maybe not necessarily crackhead, because there was no part in the book where he was doing crack.
But listen.
But it was like it was someone with a mental disorder, a homeless man with a mental disorder that was seeing things, and he was scared of the cops.
I mean, there were hints that he wasn't loved because
he was
it stated that his mom...
Yeah, his mom kicked him out. He's a kid. He's not even a man yet. He's a child.
He's actually a child.
Yeah.
And he kind of likes doing graffiti.
He likes doing graffiti.
He does it on the Chinatown roofs, so that nobody can see them. And then he even makes it even more pretty because he does it like he basically makes a hole on the walls and on the roofs. Say that. And every single time, nobody can see it. He makes it so that nobody can see it. If they actually went up to look at it, if you went up there and looked at his painting, you wouldn't be able to see it. That's how he draws it.
And that's his power.
You would only see it only if you were like on the plane and then you saw it from afar and then you would actually see how beautiful it is. Almost like if it's like a perfect moment thing. Like if there's just sun beaming, good little stuff around it.
Yeah.
Like a good split second that you see and then you're like, wow.
See, now I wasn't even thinking about them being in a different reality. I was
thinking of that because there was a monster, so I'm like...
But that changes everything because, okay, so essentially the story is about a boy. I'm thinking the boy is maybe a teenager because he talks about how his mother kicked him out and then his dad is dead, but his mom's boyfriend used to beat him up and his mom would allow it. And so he got kicked out, so he's homeless, he's hungry, but he likes art.
But he has a mentality as if he's a teenager. Almost.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking maybe he's like a teenager. But I thought he had... Okay, so in the book, it talks about he has flashbacks of his mom saying he's crazy. He's a little off. There's something missing in his head. Especially when he walks past these police officers and he's, like, waiting for them to turn into monsters. Like, he literally, like, describes them... Like, the next time he sees cops, one of them literally turns into a monster. But this particular time, which is before then, he's talking about how the last time he saw cops, his mom was like, oh, you're fucking crazy. And then his mom's boyfriend was smacking him around, and that's why he got kicked out, because he was crazy. And so I'm thinking it from this reality, this universe, and he has a mental disorder, and he's seeing things, and now... Because he was seeing things, because in the black community, when our kids, not everybody, because my godmom was really good with my godbrother, but sometimes there is this thing with black community, when you're dealing with kids with mental disorders, we have a tendency to be a little bit more harsh on them. There's a little bit less patience brought to them, and their discipline could be a little bit more difficult. Because sometimes these kids fall into the houses of impatient parents. Okay? You following me? Not everybody grows up in a house of love. Some parents are not good parents. So these were not good parents, and then they turned around and had a child with a mental disorder, which requires way more patience and time and energy than the average child, which already requires a lot of patience, time, and energy.
I'm just gonna
I'm getting the vibe that, these parents weren't good parents for this child, and so they kicked him out. Because they didn't understand him and they weren't trying to for whatever reason. So he's dealing with his stuff outside. And he meets this teacher who is obviously a pedophile. Because, I'm going to say it, I have these kind of conversations with my son. He's 13. He's about to be 14. If the TV will tell him, I should have these conversations too. But there's a gay scene in this book. It's real gay. And, okay, so the boy is sitting in a diner, this white guy, paid for his meal or whatever, and they're talking. And apparently this white guy is his art teacher, if you will. No, he's not white. He's black. He's the first black guy he ever met that went to school for art. I
can't believe you actually thought he was white, because they specifically stated he was black, because that's the whole reason why he was amazed by him. Myself. Because he was like, oh my God, I never saw a black artist, and I never saw somebody, because I guess in that universe or during that time, it's kind of like how ours used to be. Not a lot of black people with scholarships and stuff like that.
Yeah, that went to college and stuff. Yeah, respect. So yeah, but he's a grown he's a grown man, and he buys this kid something to eat. And
very polite at first, right. Weirdly enough though.
weird. And then they meet again on Thursday, and this teacher is like teaching him how to draw. So he's the one that influenced him, which I thought was odd that he was like drawing like throats. That was his thing. But now that you say that he was in a different reality, now I'm thinking like maybe he was like
drawing in a
maybe that was his superpower. Because he said it was cleaning the city. So when he's eating with the...
Oh my God.
So when he's eating with the art... See? That's what I'm talking about. My phone has a virus on it. When he's eating with the art teacher, the art teacher's like, yeah, what you're doing is great. You're saving the city. They're in New York. You're saving the city. But he's like spray painting throats all over the place. You're helping the city breathe, blah, 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 and all that fun stuff. So... that's what's happening. He sees the cops turning into monsters. He has an instance where he felt like one of the monsters was chasing him. I think he's gay because the one time he did go to the teacher's house, he slept on the couch in the night.
Wait.
But then the next day he got in his bed. And then they have a sentence after that. I feel a little uncomfortable sharing this sentence with you. But there's a sentence in there where he says something about giving him a reason for him to allow him to come back. And that's kind of like a sexual innuendo, if you will. So that's why I said what I said. But maybe my interpretation was just a little too concrete.
Now you're giving me a concrete thing. Now I see it differently. I see as this kid is kind of being manipulated.
Right. That's what I was getting. I was saying, here's this kid with this mental disorder. His parents kicked him out the house.
And now I feel as if he's being manipulated because he has this disorder. By this grown man pedophile, and that's why he's drawing things at a certain angle. Throats out of all things, and
oh God. Oh God.
Demented, my innocence. My innocence.
Oh God. Okay, so this story was very interesting.
No, I lost that.
Miles is in the room. Yes. Yeah. Go downstairs and tell Erica to get you some.
It's okay.
No, go downstairs. Like I'm telling you to.
It's water specifically for you downstairs.
So, the book. So let's get to the end of the story. So the story is right. I'm done explaining the middle. We have not come to a conclusion as to
exactly what this is.
What is happening?
Because we're all confused and we all have this theory of ours, but now that we're listening to it and we all both hear our theories, I'm like, what is happening now? My innocence.
This was a really interesting story. Damn. I really just thought it was like a psychological insight to this boy with this. I thought it was very crazy. Like, wow, this is really cool because it's written in first person. So it's showing him not seeming insane. But I thought that was really cool. Like, oh,
I actually got tricked when I watched the movie. Not the movie. You know what I meant. Like, I actually got tricked a little bit. I actually thought it was a universe from my imaginative mind. But then when I listened to you, I'm like...
Well, I like yours better. I think yours should be the right one.
I think it should be.
Yeah. This innocent point of view he had. I'm sad because I botched it up.
And now I'm like...
This conversation is kind of my fault. So, yeah. So, the end of the book... okay, so the end of the book actually kind of validates your point of view because now we're going 50 years later.
And then it's like he's doing the same thing. He's almost as if he was taught to do it again.
Yeah, it's like an introduction to a sequel. Yeah. Yep.
Because now I can't take it any other way. I thought now it was like, now I'm going to rebirth the city with this little fellow, and I'm going to be nice to him. But now I just feel as it's like further manipulation on a dark road. I'm like,
Well, no, because he has to be like 60 something years old now because 50 years later.
Yeah, he's 60 because he's at least a teen, so it would be like 63 or 65.
Mm-hmm. So like at this point, it's 50 years later, he is pulling
But
back
that's
up to
the
New
same
York,
thing for the pedophile,
and he's
though,
like,
because
hey,
they've been explained that he had
so
like
now
gray
the
hairs
little
in the
boy is a
roots.
pedophile now.
No, I'm like, oh, my innocence. I feel so sad.
Well, I think he's saving New York. I like your idea.
Saving New York.
So let's say the superhero comes back to New York. He pulls up in his Cadillac, and he's rich now. He's not homeless no more. He made a point to say that he had money now, like in three sentences. Like, we get it.
Yes, I'm money. Rich now. I'm rich now.
Right.
Like, I got this Cadillac. I'm driving it back into New York. It's not my city now, but I got all this stuff.
You're crazy. But he pulls up. And he's talking to New York, and he's like, hey, you ready to go do some BS again? And New York is like, yeah, I'm with it. And that's how the story ends. And that's essentially the story.
I have taken a dark road.
I like the superhero thing way better. I think we're going to go with the superhero. So this is about a homeless, hungry superhero who meets this older guy who's teaching him how to use art as his superhero. So he's drawing throats around the city that's helping the city breathe because there's all this pollution going on.
No, it's not
and
helping.
It's his responsibility to bring these cities to life and rebirth them when they're dying of pollution. Soul. He's like Captain Planet, but he's homeless and hungry.
Captain Planet?
And 12. So then 50 years later, he pulls back up because he done already saved the city when he was 12. So then 50 years later, he's pulling back up and he's like, yeah, I'm about this life again because the city's looking real lame right now.
It's okay. My innocence died.
He's back. And then he also goes in and talks about how he saved other cities. What other cities did he do? He did Brooklyn. Well, he did all the boroughs.
Brooklyn,
but then he did
something with an H.
Let me grab the book for you.
Mom, my innocence died. It's okay.
No, it's cool. We're going to name the cities that he saved.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. My perspective changed.
And I like some of the cool stuff that his teacher says. Like, he says cryptic stuff. Like,
I mean, yeah, he kept on explaining how he was very, like, cryptic or very monk-like to him.
Right.
Especially since almost all the time he kept on saying, listen, what was that about?
And the city chose you out of all. So basically telling them that the city, you know, the lives of the city depended on him and all that fun stuff. I wanted to see.
Watches my face go soulless. Okay.
And I mean, I thought he was crazy because of how they were describing how he was describing the monster, how the cop turned into the monster and stuff. Oh, okay, so Paris. So while he's saving New York, he's like naming how all the other cities are watching. So Sao Paulo squats.
Wait, it starts with an O.
And,
not Ohio, it's
No, I see Paris, I see Lagos, and I see Machu Picchu.
But there was this one place with an O. It said because it explained how it fell, but then it kind of came back up, and it was respected for that. And then it's still going.
I know what you speak of, but I don't know where the place was.
Where does it say the places?
The places are over here, but there's no O's over here.
Let me see. I think it's on this page because I found it more on the middle.
That's what I do. When I'm reading, I could take pictures of the pages as I'm reading them.
I don't think about that. I just like reading.
I take mind pictures.
Just taking my memory.
You don't take mind pictures of sentences? That's how I can go back to the book.
I take mind pictures of everything.
I learned that when we used to take them state tests, like the GEPA and the HESPA. I would take mind pictures of the sentence. So then when a question come and I see a key word, I will go. I'm like, oh, I remember.
Do you know how many zeros would have turned to hundreds if I could do that to my random, like, surprise quizzes in kindergarten where they did like a good language quiz? Like, it's time to learn how to spell consequences, kids.
Yeah.
Yes, surprise quiz.
Spelling test every Friday. Yep, that's exactly how I did it. So for me,
I wish I knew that then, because then my zeros would have turned to hundreds. I'm like, wow. Well, I guess I can do it now.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up. Okay, so then For me, the whole message I got from this short one, because I try to get something from something, is that it is our responsibility to clean up the cities. One of the things that his teacher kept repeating to him was how he is the city. Like, he was telling him about yoga. He was like, I don't give a fuck about no yoga. And he was like, what? He was like, yoga is in the city. So is racquetball. So is some other stuff that's in the city, and all that is part of you because you are the city. And I think that the artist was trying to teach him a certain level of interdependence and interconnectedness between this individual who was supposed to be the hero of the city and the city itself and everything within it. Separated themselves from the city. They walked through it, and people watched in the library, people in a diner. He was always separating himself from the city, but then he loved the city. And the teacher was trying to teach him to be one, which is Sphere Zero in the Tree of Life, bringing Metu Neter into the book. Look at that. Woo woo. So anyway, that's the vibe I got. I got like, it's our responsibility to be one with the city, and we are the city. We are the spirit of the city. So when we
but
die,
not like the
manipulation
way he did it.
I'm not focusing on that part because
not focus.
It was one sentence in the whole book. I mean, let's not dwell
they did it
here.
For the whole beginning.
See, that's why you can't make doing it jokes with kids because they kill it.
No, I'm not killing it. I'm just actually stating facts. Because now I actually see it. Now I'm like, they actually did that for the whole beginning of the book.
What's the overall message that you...
Well, for the overall message, almost every book I read is about perspective, or they have like a perspective solution to it.
Okay.
And this one goes the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that, well, mine is kind of a dark one, now that you got me in my perspective, weirdly. But it's okay. It's okay. Because I think I was supposed to, know, I already know stuff like this is in the world, and I'm 13.
Alright.
So, what I got from this is that manipulation can be a hard thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt as if he was actually still trying to teach him something out of this. But then I also learned on my own well-being that I should try and take perspective a little bit more. I haven't been doing that lately. I've been one-sided with things a lot. And also, I want to go back to being that devil's advocate and getting back in psychology. I mean, I'm still into it. Psychology a little bit.
Yeah. Just want to put your physical activity into it?
Maybe not so.
Maybe not so?
Maybe not so.
Not yet. I don't know. School just opened back up today. Not open.
I don't feel
They're
like
still
going
doing
to
it
school
from home.
again. No.
It's still school.
No more school. No more school.
But that was pretty good. Overall, this story was a pretty good story. Stop picking at my Organites.
Organites? What's that?
Organites? So this is, the resin is carbon, and that absorbs the negative ions in your space, and all the crystals and the metal in there, that's,
No, I'm picking at this.
Yeah, this part. This is the carbon. This is the organic material. And the stones in there, they're the inorganic material.
And what's the gold for?
The air goes, that's the metal part. That's metal. So metal and stones are essentially the same purpose. And so while the clear part, the carbon part, is absorbing all the negative energy in the air, the stones and the metals are pushing it out. So if air is going in, negative energy is going in and coming out at the same time, it's kind of getting washed through a scrubber. So it essentially turns negative ions into positive ions by doing that.
I wonder what that actually does to your body if you take a little experiment with a microscope.
You sleep better, you relax better, you exercise better, oxygen goes through your system better. Essentially, the carbon...
So would you just have this around your room, or would it be better to have it as a necklace?
Yeah, I got that shit everywhere. I got a necklace on right now. All that jewelry I be wearing, this pile of jewelry that I took off today, Organites and crystals. I wear them all the time.
This is all the jewelry you wear?
That's only half of it. I'm I'm like the main character of I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Like, how does he go to the bathroom with all that on? We don't know. We're just out here winging it.
What mind your business. Have?
I mean, I think I had on more jewelry than that today. That's just what I took off and put there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like this one.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make it for you. I'll put it on a string for you. For it to end up under your bed on the floor in the corner.
No. I still love this. What are you talking about?
Trump. All right, y'all. So next Monday at 8 o'clock, we're going to be on time. And we're going to go over story 3. Story 3 is...
Something with the fire.
Red Dirt Witch. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to go over story 3 next Monday at 8 o'clock at night. This is How Long Till Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin. Urban sci-fi collection of short stories that we've been going over. Zeke, tell them what you're doing. Tell them how to contact you.
Well, I have all my stuff. My Instagram is geekyboy257. Everything else is either Geekazoid25 or Geekazoid25YT for other social medias if you don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everyone, my computer broke. I don't know if it's broken or if that's just an update. But to me it broke because guess what? I have never been able to get on my Microsoft account, even when my thing was actually working. I've always been locked out of it.
We gotta get my man's laptop fixed.
Yeah, and it's on a Microsoft. I don't think it's an error, but I can't go back onto it unless I sign in Microsoft. And it's just a blue page.
No worries.
So I don't know what else to do about that. So in the meantime, I just feel like I should draw or I should do some more gaming videos. Maybe I should just draw live and just talk about stuff.
That would be cool. Why not?
Why not? I'm bored.
Yeah,
why not? Just talk about things.
I say do it. So, I got this going on, which will be back here next Monday. May 1st, I have Nobody's Bingo. Make sure you guys RSVP for that. It'll be 5 rounds. I'll be giving out the organites like what you just saw. I'll also be giving out t-shirts and tote bags and things like that.
There is a lot of them.
I have a short video on my story as well as on my page. You can see where you can get those things, what the prizes are for bingo night. You can also check out letsnobodiescollection.com if you want to purchase your own organites in your home and organites as jewelry. What else? What else do I have? Show and tell, of course, you can find at IInTheMiddlePublishingLLC.com. And I also have my tourist season, tourist forecast video still loading. It's taking forever. It's at 56%. So I think by the morning time, my tourist season forecast will be up and you guys will be able to view what the planets are doing during tourist season and what that means for you and your electromagnetic energy. We'll be having 4 planets going in retrograde at the same time, y'all. 4 planets going in retrograde at the same time. That means that big things are happening. Big things are changing. The world is changing. I get into such depth with that in this video.
Because I don't know how I feel about 2020 right now.
The laws are changing. The laws are shifting. Like now we have Mars will be going in retrograde, which is the planet of aggressive energy. Then you'll have, I believe, Saturn and Jupiter in retrograde with Pluto. And Saturn is the planet of restrictions. Pluto is the planet of laws and justice and tradition. And then, I mean, not Pluto, Jupiter is that planet. And then Pluto is the planet of power and birth, rebirth, and secrets and things like that. So with all 4 of those going in retrograde, a lot of secrets are coming out. It's going to be associated with our traditions, our law, our religions, the things that we hold near and dear. Then we got Uranus and Taurus. Uranus is the planet of rebellion. Taurus is the planet of traditions. So we have us giving up our traditions. These planets are doing crazy stuff. I'm excited. It's creating a certain kind of calmness within me about what's going on in this physical realm. I am not worried. The universe got us. We good. The earth is going to heal regardless of we fucking it up or not. The earth will kill us before we kill it. So that arrogant point of view that we can save the earth and shit, we gotta let that go. The earth is bigger than us. We need to save ourselves. The earth gonna do what it's gonna do for itself. The earth ain't worried about us until we doing too much, and then the earth god pew 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 as we do with our bodies when we get sick. We we get a fever, we killing off whatever it is that's killing us off, and then we grow anew. Well, that's what the earth will do to us if we try to make it sick. That doesn't mean that the earth is dying. No, that means that the earth is getting us the fuck off because we're not doing right. So, I'm just excited.
If we are the good germs in this story, can we please act like it?
Yeah, if we're the good germs, we need to start acting like that. We're going to be the good bacteria. We need to start being the good bacteria.
Why are we not doing our part?
And stop indulging in what the bad bacteria is doing because we're scared of them, or because they wrote some shit on pieces of paper 5 centuries ago and shit like that. Needs to cease and desist. But it is what it is. And that's just a small snippet of what I do or what I talk about in my planetary forecast. So when that's up and loaded, I'm excited for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Also,
none of y'all have been checking out my YouTube channel as of late.
They not loyal?
I mean, they are.
They
do give me comments, and I keep on seeing them.
Okay. So we're gonna start marketing that a little bit better. I got you. Don't even worry about it. I got you, boo.
And also,
we're gonna help Ezekiel get his YouTube page up and running. He likes to draw. He's very into anime. When he was in preschool, that's what he used to get in trouble about the most, was his little paper lanes he used to draw and roll up in the middle classroom during story time and stuff. And now he's 13 and he's still doing the same thing he was doing in preschool. That's a big deal. So we're gonna get that up and running. We're gonna get you some loyal YouTube fans. We got you, boo. What else you need?
Well, I am gonna finish the alternate ending, and I'm also gonna do the normal ending. I'm gonna do the bad ending, and then I'm gonna do the alternate ending for I think it was the Reaper game, Spooky Hooky.
Spooky Hooky.
Yes,
that's deep.
I don't think you've seen it if you went on my YouTube. Have you?
I have not seen it, but I'm gonna look for it.
I'm trying to fix the audio, because the way I did it was I found out that every single time I open an app on my computer, that it would say like a G. It would say G, and then I could press Windows, and then I could record it.
So we also need guidance. Anybody got any pointers on what he can do, because he wants to start a gamer YouTube page? Any type of what apps he could utilize, because he plays his games on his computer system. So
I'm just starting to. Yeah. And then I usually play it on PS4.
So if anybody got any pointers or whatever, just let him know. So that's it for our second story. Catch us next Monday for the Red Dirt Witch. That's going to be real exciting. We're going to read that next Monday, 8 o'clock. All right? Thanks, guys. Good night. I'm going to bed. I got to go to work in the morning.
And I must sleep. And I hope you guys, please subscribe. And actually follow us. That would be very helpful. And see what we're doing.
Yep. Read them books. Read some books.